Get a paper towel.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. Welcome to Conversation with Mika and Friends, where we keep it real, raw, and respectful. And today, so far, it's me and Joyce. Hopefully, Nini joins us later, but we have to keep the party going. How was your day?
Long.
Mine's too. Hi, Jennifer. Hey, Kia. Mine's was long too. I got home about 6 and hurried up and cooked some Philly cheesesteak egg rolls
Oh,
and French fries. Then my hair wasn't done. It still ain't done, but I just put it in a little Afro puff and poured me some wine.
oh, we supposed to have a drink every week, huh?
No,
Like we talked about that.
that's my thing. Y'all ain't gotta do that.
Like I ain't no influence. I got Gatorade, like a
Right,
but
do your own thing, girl. Do your own thing. On my way to dinner. That's what's up, Jen. That's what's up. So I know, well, I don't know if I should be excited about today's topic, but I'm really excited about today's topic. Um, it's a very, very serious topic. A lot to go over with it, but as you guys know, Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears has been all over social media. Um, I found myself wrapped up in an argument with, no, I won't even say argument, debate on the humor in it. If there was humor in it. Everyone's debating on, oh, that wasn't funny, or oh, it was meant to be comedic, or whatever. And it seems that we're more focused on that point of it being comedy or not, that we are missing the actual message. Now, what disappointed me is Tiffany's statement. They didn't intend for it to have a message, which makes it even worse to me. Very disappointing, very sick skit, if you ask me. But yeah, no humor at all. But before we get into the message, Joyce, what are your thoughts on? I sent you the video. I don't know if you saw more of it. I don't even know if you were able to watch it all because it's kind of hard to watch.
yeah.
But what are your thoughts on it?
I think so. Initially, when you sent the video, I watched the video and I had one set of thoughts, and then when I saw her statement, I had another set of thoughts. I will say one of the most powerful pieces of the message of the video that I think kind of went over everybody said was that it was a little boy instead of a little girl.
It didn't go over mine.
And so I think we are a lot more protective of our daughters. And we think about our daughters being sexually assaulted and abused, and we don't think about our sons. And I think people that are boy moms are just a little more lax in how she kept kind of running out the door. Oh, can you just real quick? I'm just going, and had all these crazy excuses. I got it, but the introduction of the word comedy made it absolutely disgusting. Like that was the part to me that was just like, what are we even doing? Like, what are we doing?
So I really wish Nene was here because me and her went back and forth. She was able to see some humor in it, and I didn't get it. I just didn't understand. She was talking about the R. Kelly thing and how, but I think she changed her mind as well after Tiffany's statement, that it they didn't intend for there to be a message, and even though at the end there is a message, and I get I think we all get the message or whatever, and or maybe everybody doesn't get the message, but I can see it being more of a serious skit where there were consequences, or this man was caught, some type of seriousness to it, because I mean, just for it to be humorous was not okay to me. The whole thing of exploiting the kid wasn't okay to me. They say, okay, Hollywood, we always see this or whatever. Well, not like that. That was okay. I'll give you an example, like the movie Aretha. So when she was like 10, we see this man coming into her room. We know what's about to happen, but the door closes. Now we can't, insinuate what happened, but we don't see it. Yeah. So this, I think, went a bit too overboard. What did Elaine say? She said, my issue is that now the child is speaking on how making it affects him. Mm-hmm. Maybe if they used an adult, it may have been received differently. For comedy, right? I swear to God, because do actors and actresses not play children in movies or whatever?
Yeah. You could have got a midget. There could have been another way. It could have been another way.
What made them use an actual child? Like, I do feel like, even though they call it acting, that was actually kind of, no, I'm not going to say kind of. It was molestation. Because y'all put this child in this predicament. And isn't molestation, don't most predators call it plain acting, right?
Yeah. I want to say, though, can you back up just a little bit and describe for people that didn't see the video kind of what happened in the video, so that everybody's kind of on the same page if they didn't get a chance to watch it?
Valicia, so the parents actually, the lady was a good friend of Tiffany's. She trusted Tiffany. She didn't know what the child was gonna be doing, as far as, so she tried to sue years ago. It would be just like me, like my best friend, oh, I got a little commercial or something for a little money, and I'm like, oh okay, girl, this is like my good friend. I'm not thinking she's about to have my baby being touched, and
Wait. Can you explain what happened in the video before we go in depth about the video for those that didn't see it?
Yeah, I'm not. Okay, so.
You want me to?
No, hold on. I got something. What did I do with it? You go ahead and explain it, and then I'm going to play the news article.
So, essentially, the video shows a young lady who's asking her uncle to babysit her small son. He looks to be maybe 5, 6, but the little boy's playing in just his underwear. So the uncle is looking at him in a sexual way, and they're playing R. Kelly, Seems Like You Ready. So it keeps,
And
like,
that was only some of it, Joyce.
it keeps cutting to him peeking at the little boy. Even he has like this newspaper or some kind of comic something, and it's like this, but it's got holes cut out like this, so you could just see his eyes, and he's looking at the little boy. Then the mom comes another time and is trying to get her uncle to babysit, and the reason she's giving is all stuff that's ignorant and just, kind of childish. Just, can you keep it real quick? I gotta run to the store, and then I gotta and it's really fast. She's talking, and she just drops the little boy off and goes. And every time she leaves, the uncle is being some kind of inappropriate with the little boy. There's a scene where the little boy is in the bathtub, and I think that's the scene that got everybody the most upset, because he's in the bathtub. Because there's before I put my opinion, I'm just saying that happened. And then there's another scene at the end where when the mom leaves the little boy along with his uncle, instead of the uncle looking at him, he's now looking through the article with the eyes like that. And R. Kelly seems like you ready.
Yeah. Now he's actually now affected and becoming a predator.
So when you said there's no consequence, to me, that's the consequence. It's this predator created like it almost created.
That's not what I meant by consequence. I mean, like, show something where, make it serious, make it a lesson where I know in reality they normally don't get caught, but instead of making it comedic, make it be some consequences for this predator. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna send a message, like, I don't see how this type of subject can ever be turned into comedy. Like, I'm super confused. I'm super confused about that. Hey, Nitra.
Yeah.
Girl.
Hi.
You cute.
Oh, thanks. I throw myself together real quick. Go ahead. I was trying to like listen at the same time.
Tanika is in the thing saying, "Oh shit," because she late. But y'all, I'm about to play this news article for y'all real quick. So give me a second. Okay. Let me know if y'all can't hear it. Uh-oh.
Tuesday in the California, Tiffany Haddish's lawyer has responded to a lawsuit against the actress in which she's accused of molestation. In a complaint filed Tuesday in the California Superior Court for Los Angeles County, a woman identified as Jane Doe sued Haddish and comedian Aries Spears on behalf of a minor identified as John Doe. Haddish's lawyer tells People in a statement that the plaintiff's mother has been trying to assert these bogus claims against Ms. Haddish for several years. The attorney adds that now the mother has her adult daughter representing herself in this lawsuit, and adds, quote, "The two of them will together face the consequences of pursuing this frivolous action." Spears' lawyer also tells People in a statement that he, quote, "isn't going to fall for any shakedown." In court documents obtained by People, Jane alleges that Haddish groomed the plaintiffs, leaving them, quote, "traumatized for life." The plaintiff claims that Haddish was a longtime family friend, and that in 2013, when Jane Doe was 14, Haddish took her to the taping of a sexually suggestive Subway's commercial that Haddish allegedly said would help Jane Doe get on television and would be included in the teenager's film reel. During the taping, Haddish allegedly instructed Jane Doe on how to perform inappropriate sexual acts after watching an older man and woman in a video. Per the filing, John Doe was allegedly molested by Spears in 2014 after Haddish told him he would be taping a reel for Nickelodeon at Spears' home. While there, Haddish allegedly told Jane Doe that she needed John Doe alone and took him to a room where Spears began molesting the then 7-year-old on film. Court documents claim that Haddish witnessed the alleged incident and aided, abetted, and watched Spears sexually molest a child. John Doe says in a statement that Spears and Haddish gave him a drink that made him sleepy and, quote, happy face candy. He also claims that Haddish paid the siblings $100. According to the lawsuit, the alleged footage was shared on Funny or Die in 2014 before it was pulled last May. It also states that Jane Doe is 22 years of age and has never dated, having suffered immense damage since the alleged encounters. It adds that John Doe now has a social disorder, depression, and anxiety, stating that he stays in his room at home and places band-aids over the cameras on his electronics for fear of being watched or recorded. Haddish and Spears are both being sued for intentional infliction of emotional distress, gross negligence, sexual battery, sexual harassment, and sexual abuse of a minor. Haddish is also sued for negligent supervision, failure to warn, breach of fiduciary duty, and constructive fraud.
My mom is 77 years old. She has a whole...
Okay. Were y'all able to hear that?
Yeah.
Kia, bogus claim. Like, that was the biggest thing that stood out to me, because there's no bogus claim if you see that video. Like, no way the claim isn't bogus at all. Like, that was literally molestation.
I'll say though, any film that you in, there's a script. Like if somebody's saying, I'm gonna put your kid, like you my girl, I'm gonna put your kid in my whatever, you ain't asked what he was gonna be doing. You didn't ask what he was gonna wear. You didn't say, you just was like, okay girl, go and take my son. Like there's a part of it where the charges for the mother, because if he was exploited, you had a part in that too.
Well, the mother wasn't there. That, like, have you not? That's like me letting my sister take my son in her care because I trust her.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have permission to publish somebody's kid in general, and if
which is why they saying that she's also being charged with lying, like misleading and misconduct, because she did not tell the truth.
She didn't say I'm gonna put your kid on camera, or she didn't say what they was gonna do while they was on camera.
What they were gonna do.
If you whenever you're gonna share somebody's image, you have to have their written permission if it's something that you can make money off of, right? So if you gotta have their written permission to publish this child and you didn't ask no questions about it, that is on you. Not regardless of what they did with it. I ain't saying it's right. I'm just saying what the charges for her. Because even if you trust me, if I signed a waiver that said, yes, you can publish my child, if I didn't sign a waiver, you got to take it down. It had to come off all streaming platforms. It got to come down. And if I did sign a waiver and I ain't see what y'all was going to be doing with it, I didn't view it before release, like, where's the accountability for the parent?
Okay. So, but this is, okay, no, because...
Hey, sister.
Hey, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm so late.
Because this parent did try to sue, like, and request that it be taken down. Okay, she probably was a little bit negligent from being trusting a friend, a family friend.
And see, and I think that's what we're supposed to be talking about too. Like, that's the issue. You trusting your family with these kids, and this is the stuff they're doing to them.
Yeah.
Whether they're molesting them or even, like you say, exploiting them and stuff like that. So that's the issue.
And that's what I mean when I say, so let's get off of whether it was funny or not and talk about what's the message, because them kids are Nene. Mute.
No, mute.
Those kids, no doubt, were molested. This does happen very, very often. It's always swept under the rug, just like this was, because you got to be damn sure that Hollywood knew about this back then and nothing was said. It was swept under the rug. They shut up. They probably shut up the mama. I don't know if they paid her or if they just, I don't know. We don't know about that. They haven't gotten to all of that. I think that's part of the lawsuit. But let's talk about the message. And the real message in this is you can't leave your kids with everybody. And family are family. Go ahead, Nene. Come on, jump in.
I ain't got nothing to say. Nah. 'Cause you can't leave your kids with just any old body. Like them uncles, them brothers, them older cousins. You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
let's not
They
leave
be
out
doing that.
boys. Let's not leave out boys because, like, there was a boy victim in this, and we always questioning like why some male young males become like where they want to be female and stuff. And I'm telling you, I'm betting a high percentage of that is because they've been messed with and it's just hidden and nobody knows.
In general, though, when you look at the statistics, most kids that are molested it is a family friend or a family member, because that's who got access to your kids. Like, you don't leave your kids with strangers. It's more likely that your uncle or your brother or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, because women are perpetrators as well, but it's more likely that they did it versus a stranger snatching them up at school or off the street.
Drea, you're not lying, because I've heard stories of grown women, adults having the boys like sucking their titties and shit.
Yeah.
And so, Nene, you're super quiet today. Like, you had a lot to say when we were, talking about discussing the message.
She muted. You made her mute herself.
Hello?
I couldn't hear y'all. My internet acting all the way up today, y'all. Sorry.
Could you hear? Can you talk now?
I can hear y'all, but I couldn't hear y'all at first. It was just spinning. Y'all was just spinning.
Oh, can you get in a better area?
I don't know. Let me try to go downstairs by the Wi-Fi.
Because what I said that, when we were coming up with this saying we were going to do this topic, you were very vocal. Now you're quiet.
I ain't quiet.
And we said we were going to keep it real and raw, y'all. So let's go. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, because it's a very delicate topic or whatever. So, like, I feel like a lot of people definitely like missed the whole entire message of it because they were so focused on, you understand, their emotions about how they felt. It shouldn't have been done in a comedic way, but still everybody kept saying,
oh man.
But was it done in a comedic way because it was two comedians, or was it done in a comedic way because they legit tried to be funny?
They were trying to be.
They were trying to be funny.
They were trying to be funny. But even with being a comedian, like, aren't there some subjects that just
now it is. It didn't used to be like that. You used to be able to joke about anything, but now I think the world is like a lot more sensitive to situations. I was hearing what you were saying when I was like trying to log in and stuff, when you was like, it should have been more realistic, it should have been consequences, but that wouldn't have been realistic because there's never consequences. People don't get caught, or if they is caught, it's like hush hush. And that's why it continues to happen. Like, so say if it is somebody's uncle that did something and y'all know about it, it's hush hush, but y'all ain't even keeping the kids away from this uncle that y'all know that did this, or cousin or whatever. So realistically, like, there is no consequences for stuff like that. Like it's just it's really just I don't know. But I mean, and it ain't even just family. So even when like Victoria had a hotel party or whatever, you remember it was like maybe like her 12th birthday party, and everybody was just dropping their kids off. I met 2 parents out of maybe about the 12 girls they dropped off. Like y'all just they just everybody's not very protective over their kids. Like y'all don't know who I got in there. People don't let their kids spend the night. Like I got a whole husband that you ain't never met, that I ain't never met, or you know what I'm saying, or they never even met me. Like people would literally just be dropping their kids off and going about their business because guess what? It's a free weekend, it's a free Friday or Saturday or something. So a lot of I mean, stuff like that, that type of negligence, I think a lot of times that's how that can happen as well when it is strangers. So, I mean, it happens. It's so sad, but it does.
When it's happening and it becomes normal to the child where they feel like it's a relationship, they're not going to tell. It's almost like you said this is safe, you said this is okay, and you didn't, but it can be perceived that way. When I worked in juvenile corrections, we had to ask screening questions of every kid that came through intake. And I swear to you, 3 out of every 4 that came in, my brother, my mama boyfriend, my cousin, my uncle, my auntie, you know what I mean? That was the first place that I realized that women was out here doing things to the kids, or older kids making small kids do things to each other. And you don't think about it, you don't talk about it. And because we don't talk about it, kids aren't on the lookout for it. It's a book my grandma was telling me about that was on the news a couple weeks ago that it basically talks about somebody touching your no-no places, and it calls it out and says, if somebody touches you here, you need to tell somebody. Do you know what I mean? Like when we were talking last week, and I'm like, my mama wasn't telling me about no sex. That's not something we was talking about. So sometimes I think we're avoiding the topic and we try to lighten the mood by saying it a certain type of way. We've been joking about child molestation. We've been laughing about R. Kelly peeing on them little girls. It's not funny. We've been telling jokes about that for a decade, and he just now going to jail, but it was funny, right? I mean, I ain't laughing, but I'm saying it was funny, right?
Well, I still, so I'm one of the ones that I don't believe that shit. So, okay, so we're not gonna
we ain't gonna bring that yet now. Okay, Michael Jackson. Everybody had a Michael Jackson joke, right? But we was talking about him doing stuff to little kids. Everybody had a Michael Jackson joke. Everybody had an R. Kelly joke, and I'm not saying it was funny. I'm just saying in that space, 10 years ago, we was laughing about this. Now all of a sudden, everybody's like, "Oh my God, they talking about child molestation." There's been a thing.
It has. It's been a thing for a long time. But okay, how do you get to? How do you build confidence in your children to talk about it and not be scared to tell you? Because that is a thing. Like you can talk to them and tell them, hey, if someone does this or touches you, and I don't care what they tell you, I don't care if they tell you they gonna kill me, tell me or tell somebody. And what is it with kids that they still don't have the confidence to say something?
That's a good question.
I don't know. I think it's just repetition. Like you just have to keep saying it and keep reminding them that it's okay, to come and talk to you. It's literally just like a working process. I mean, you just gotta hope and pray that they listen and that they can, because like you say, I don't remember, being told like somebody do this or do this, like tell me. Like, but now like Victoria, baby, I talked to her when she was a child. Every time she went somewhere, when she got home, hey, how did everything go? Like you got to ask them about their experiences and like what happened and things like that. So it's just like a open communication that you just got to keep having with these kids, like all the time. It ain't just one conversation. Okay, just don't let them touch you here, and that's the no area. You just have to literally just keep, hey Kim, you have to keep it going.
Okay.
Let them know they
So
didn't do nothing wrong.
okay, so Nene says sorry, she's having technical difficulties. So I really needed her to join this, but it's okay.
I think I'm in.
So,
Am I in?
yeah, hey Kim.
Hey, how are you? I'm
Good.
sorry, I'm in the car. I'm driving, but I had to pull over so I could focus.
Okay,
Let
what's
me
your
turn on the
comment or
camera.
feedback on this on what's going on?
You know what? I hadn't even looked into it until really today. I had heard some stuff, but not until we talked, and it kind of tied into some of the situations that have been going on that I've been seeing because I work in the schools, and like so it's a lot of different things. The part that irritates me the most is we living in the social media uh, uh, era where things are like for likes and people don't really think about the consequences of what it is that they're doing. It's wrong, but because a lot of times, sometimes things, what I'm finding out, like we have we just got a therapist at one of the schools, and she was doing like, Joyce, I think that was, you were saying that you do intake questions and things like that. And, we have to do those things to like, evaluate who like be seen, who can be seen in groups, who can be seen, individually. And it was just like sometimes some things are just normal in some people's houses. Like y'all was like, if it's normal, they don't even know it's even like the kids don't even always even know it's wrong because it's their normal. But they do stuff to get likes. She did what she thought was skit, thought it was funny based on, dude, what's his name? What is it, Aries?
Aries. Mm-hmm.
I can't hear you. Yeah,
Aries.
he always imitating Bill Cosby. Like
Yeah.
always imitating Bill Cosby. He think, that's remember when all of that was going on? Like that's what he do. So they thinking they getting laughed. They not looking at the severity of it because they just trying to get likes and trying to get seen. And so that's what so some of the things that's happening is happening right. They not looking at the severity of it because
What's that?
I don't know.
I think she was just echoing a little bit.
Oh, okay. Because I'm in the car, but yeah, it's irritating, but it's just like it don't last at this point.
I think rape culture, when they came out and started with the Me Too and talking about how people were ignoring rape and making it like it was cool and funny, that should have kind of put the spotlight on some of this kind of stuff to say that, like, hey, this is not okay to put out there like that, and it's not funny. I think but it didn't give a solution to how to help the people that lived it. Like it just said, this is the problem, and then just walked off.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't even think I thought about it like that either.
One of the things you said is they made like some things seem so normal, and one of the things in corrections with the little girls, there would be girls that were 13, 14 that look 18, 19, and men are approaching them like they're older because of what they physically look like. And these little girls will be talking about stuff that was happening on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
It would be the most embarrassing, disgusting, but it sounded so regular to them. Like they would be talking about, yeah, my boyfriend picked me up from school, and I'm like, from middle school? This adult picked you up from middle school in his car and was playing with your titties in the car? Like they don't even realize that's wrong, and because that's what they're all doing. You know what I mean? Like they made it seem so baseline. This is the norm that no one's telling. They were casually talking amongst themselves, and I just so happened to hear it. And I'm like, we need a counselor down here because these girls are damaged and they don't even know.
Nene gone again. Okay, Kim, thank you
I had
for the comments.
Oh yeah, I'm in it, girl. I'm here because this is crazy. Because like I was telling you, like we've been dealing with this kind of stuff regularly, and it's just at what point to figure out how to pick the ball up because the ball been dropped 100%, like 100%. It's been dropped. Generational changes and just the era's changing, but the ball's been dropped. And how do we help make these kids understand that this is not normal. This is not what they should be. You know, we got kids selling, their pictures to each other for $20. Things like that happening, like nude pictures and stuff like that, because they think it's normal.
But at the age that those kids were, we can't even say that they knew. They possibly even knew better.
Yeah. They was too little.
Oh no, they didn't know. I'm talking about the people that was involved, the help that aided at it. They aided it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Just like Nitra was talking about, people off the kids off.
You're right. Okay, Kim, you breaking up. We're gonna let you go and bring somebody else in so they can give their feedback. Thank you, Boo. Keep listening, and I hope you subscribed.
I'm listening and driving. Y'all be safe.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So I really want to touch on not the teenagers, not the little hot chicks that kind of know a little better. I want to talk about the kids, like actual kids that are helpless, don't know any better, possibly scared, eventually damaged. Because, yes, we know that it was a lot of grown men picking up girls, teenage, but I feel like at that age, you kind of know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This issue right here is these kids cannot protect themselves, and they were not protected in this situation at all. Not by Tiffany, Aries, the cameraman.
Yeah, for somebody, and nobody spoke up and said, hey, okay,
nobody said anything. Like, nobody said anything. And, I don't know, like, as far as, like, if it happens in the family, like, if it's exposed, like, do families do anything, or do they try to keep it hush hush and, like, try to heal within the families instead of, prosecution or killing them up? Like, why is it kept a secret?
But I think it's probably most kept a secret within a child, because a lot of kids don't tell the parents that this is what's happening. So the parents don't really have the opportunity to react or to do anything about it. So I think it's more so just trying to get the kids to know, like, this isn't right. And like I say, the parents, you can say protect your kids, but you probably are thinking that you're protecting them if you're leaving them with people that you trust. And that's not the case. So like I said, if the kids don't speak up, like, it's something that can potentially just keep happening over and over.
Yeah, because, and this is a good point. Somehow we keep going back to R. Kelly, but
that's a good one though.
Because, okay, yes, like, victims become predators. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like a cycle. Mm-hmm. And what's the solution to break that? Like, do we not know? Does nobody knows?
There's a moment when you said kids are scared, right? So kids want to make adults happy in general. Kids want to fit in with older kids and they want to make people happy. So it's a very adult thought to even think about, how am I supposed to tell my mom that this happened? Or how am I supposed to tell anybody that this happened? Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to blast nobody in particular. So person in particular, if you listen, I ain't trying to blast you. I'm just saying, when someone that I knew told their mom that they were being molested, they were sent away. And she had to be 7 or 8. And her mom's boyfriend was doing stuff to her. And when she told, the boyfriend stayed and she got sent out of state.
Wow.
That's horrible.
So fast forward, when she comes back home and she's 11 and there's a new boyfriend, is she gonna tell? Of course not.
But see, and that's the thing. Everybody bringing these men around their kids. Everybody not stepdaddy. Everybody don't deserve to be around your child. Every boyfriend is not like, okay, you're gonna raise them as mine. Like, boyfriends are just boyfriends, and they need to, be as such. Like, you can't, first date, you're not meeting my child. Second date, you're not coming to my house. Third date, you still probably won't know my child. Like, that's how it is. Like, you have to know that you barely even know this person. You don't know their history. You don't know nothing about this man, but yet you giving him authority to come in and play daddy. Like, and I feel like even now it's taking it a step further. Like, they are killing these kids now. They're like molesting them, and then they are killing these kids. Like, how is this 1-year-old like
dead? Yeah,
raped to death.
that's
Crazy.
crazy.
Like, how do we get here? How do we get in this space?
It's crazy. So yeah, I mean, and that's another solution. Like, you can't let everybody meet your child that early on, a baby at that. Like, and then it's so many, just one parent households. So I'm not saying you can't date, but at the same time, like, it's hard. Like I say, you just trying to protect these kids.
You said when the parents aren't healed, they don't take proper care of their children. That is the realest thing, because sometimes you don't realize you're not healed, and sometimes you don't realize you're not taking proper care.
Oh, you know what? Thank you for saying that, Drea, because that brought me back to, I had a comment and I got off track. So for instance, like, okay, her saying like, so when the parent aren't healed, or just a paranoid parent, like for instance, me, like when I had Serenity, and she's my girl, and this is crazy because I didn't worry too much with the boy, with Man, but when I had Serenity and I had that girl, like I could have been like she could have been traumatized if she could remember it, because when she would go away for the weekend and come back, like I'm checking, I was literally the one like in like touch, like trying to see if I see any bruises, and like, did anybody touch my child? And that was like the paranoia in me from experiencing that as a child. So now I'm paranoid, like always thinking like, if she not in my eyes, I don't know.
Anything can happen.
I don't know who got perversion thoughts and who could be. So let me see if I see any type of sign or bruise or, and I was doing that like every time she came home for a while until she was able to talk and communicate.
Like, no, mommy.
I've done that. Yeah.
That's my son.
Like, anybody touch you? Like, anybody like even like pat you on your thigh? Like, because it starts like that. It starts as like stuff like little friendly pats, and then it go a little further. So yes, I was like drilling her like every time she came home.
And those are questions you have to ask too, though. Like I said, and they will become comfortable maybe telling you if you ask the right questions.
Mm-hmm. Because my Sean even know, like he come back from wherever he at, I'd be like, "What's going on?" Anybody try to mess with you, he gets more embarrassed than anything, and he just be like, "No, mommy, like, bitch, stop asking me that every time I come back." But you have to, it doesn't matter whether that he's a boy or not. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't off limits in this
Right,
situation either. Like
right,
you would never even really think that the boys would be in danger, and you know what I'm saying, stuff, and it's happening like just way. It's typical. It's often. She said that's me always
Check
checking.
it for real. You have
yeah,
to, especially when you ain't got nothing but them boy cousins over there. Like, I know I did.
yes, yeah. I'm sorry, like, and it's like not to like just feel like okay, you will do this, but I just have to
You don't know though.
protect. I got to protect mine, and I want to know what's going on with mine. You know what I mean? Like you just never know. You never know, and uh, you know, in my experience, like it's always family, not for in my experience, it's always family.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the people you be around, and like back in the day, like when our families used to, have the parties and drink, and then now they not paying attention to the drunk one that's wandering around the house. You know what I mean? Acting like he going to the bathroom. He in there peeking in on kids.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all downstairs partying.
Right.
I like that
Nene
Nene said, I asked, did anybody touch you there? Because when you say how did it go? How was when you're not specific, the answer is it was good. Right? Like you like specifically directly asking what happened. I remember when my kid was like 3, I picked her up from daycare and I said, "How was your day?" And she immediately started crying. And I'm like, "What's the problem? How was your day?" And she's like bawling. And she ended up saying this boy touched her butt and she didn't want me to be mad. But after that, I felt like we had to have very direct, specific conversations, because you wasn't gonna tell me that if I wasn't all over you about why you having a meltdown about me asking how your day was. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like she would have just kept that if I didn't specifically
Right.
just keep going in and being like, "Hey, what's wrong?" Like there are certain things that with kids' behavior that changes after something happens to them, and we gotta inform and educate ourselves to make sure that we on the lookout when kids are dropping those hints to ask the right questions so they can tell us.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Come in here, Shay. I'm about to send you the link. I was wondering who that was that kept commenting
Mm-hmm.
that say it just say Facebook
As a
user.
user.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point too, Tanisha. Too, they gotta learn the correct body parts and not just your new and stuff. Like
Right.
they need to
Right.
know exactly like what it's
Mm-hmm.
called.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
So
That's
I've been kind of like having technical difficulties. Like, what's been the senses of people actually getting what the message is, what the message was, and not kind of like focused on whether the skit was funny or necessary or you know.
I mean, yeah, the consensus is, definitely that, we all know that you have to be careful who have around your kids. And, um, we talked about how it's a high percentage usually of family members, but we also talked about how comfortable people are
Just dropping in
leaving
kids
their
out.
keys to strangers party or
I go in. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
like Victoria, like, can I spend a night? Like, I'm knocking on the door. I'm stepping in when she's stepping in, and we gonna have. Sometimes they be like, "Would you like to sit down?" Yeah, like let's talk. Or we are gonna stand there at the door. Like I just be needing to even like just to get a feel. Like you're never spending the night if I don't know this person, or even just getting a feel for it. Like I could count on one hand how many times she done spent the night over somebody's house. Like
Unity ain't never went to nobody's house to sleep off.
to sleep a night. Yeah, I be
Like, no, she has not. Like, no, she has not been able to be like, oh, my friend from school having a no.
Tori, B.
I don't know they mama, I don't know they daddy.
She'll go, but I'm picking you right back up. Like you can go to the party or the sleepover, but you're not sleeping over. Like that's me. But all the kids that have spent night over my house, and I still don't know their parents, their name. Like they literally just drop these kids off. They ringing the kids is ringing the doorbell and coming in. I'm just like, oh, like hey, oh, okay, they gone.
I think when we say don't leave your kids with just anybody, I think people don't count their family out of the just anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like you still consider that in your circle, and they seem like a safe part. So when we talk about like was the video necessary or not, it calling out that it was her uncle, like that kind of was important. Do you know what I mean? Because I wouldn't consider my uncle just anybody. My uncle has babysat my daughter multiple times. She can't go nowhere with nobody with a penis. However, she been with my uncle. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't dawn on me that he would be the person to do something to her. That would never in a million years cross my mind. I also ain't just trying to run out the door 100 times, leave my kid behind, but just calling it out. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you don't think, is this person safe to leave my kid with when there's somebody that you know that's family that's supposed to have your best interest in heart?
And are there any clues, any signs? Like, is there any behaviors that you can pay attention to? You know, that will signal you to like, hey, something going on or something ain't right.
Sometimes you can get yeah.
You
still on mute.
I must really got something to say because the devil in hell is a whole lie. Because I've been knocked off of like the whole show.
Right, you have been. And this was majorly like you had so much to say when we were. I know,
but here's the thing, and then like I take it back. Like you got to think about what happened with us. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom didn't have not one clue. There was no indication that was happening to us, to where when she found out when we was like what 30s, in our 30s, she cried like a fucking baby. You know what I'm saying? Because she had no clue. Like there was no indication. So as a mother, like I sit back and I think, it's always everybody got the side eye. Everybody get the side eye. Like period. Like what? And you don't want to be like that. But
so can y'all like remember why y'all didn't say anything? Like was it a fear thing or
it was not, you know what? And okay, just to be honest, real, and because that's what we're doing, we being transparent. So with me and Nene, so there was with us, we had a smart predator per se.
Smart.
For real.
I call him a smart predator because there was no penetration or whatever. And so it was mostly oral, playing, those type of things. It had got to the point where Nene still was like kind of like no go. And it got to the point where I would just like let Nene run, hide. And I honestly began to enjoy it. Well, I never said anything.
Like I was like, what?
Yeah, she would be like, and I'd be like, go.
And you got to remember, Grandma
like,
was in the
go.
in the next room. She was, bedridden. And so my mama would go to the store. It was go time. It was like soon as the door closed, he was ready. Or whatever, like ready. And you just was like, oh my God, like what the fuck is going on here? Like, and I knew something was wrong, but I don't know why I never like said anything, like ever.
And yeah, because you used to run, and I used to be like, just like go hide or whatever, and he'll leave Nene alone and just mess with me. So,
because I didn't like it. Like I didn't like it. And it's so crazy because, like, for me, I was telling them the other day, it's like TMI, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like how I get sexual pleasure. And that's like the dirtiest thing that I feel like anybody could go through as far as like associating that part of your life to your grown adult sexual life. Like, what? I have to be touched. I have to be stimulated. I have to be, or it's not an enjoyable situation for me because you got to remember that's a feeling that I have been feeling like back when I was 5, 6, 6 years old, not understanding what that is at that moment, but going back and looking at it and thinking about it, it's like, damn, that shit is real.
Mm-hmm.
It's real, like, and you just don't know because my mama did not have a clue that shit was going on.
And so then like, and so and it goes back to like, so like people don't realize like when our connection and why we love Renaissance Hammond so much is because my mama never knew, but when she moved us to Hammond, she took us away from that. We never saw him again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so all of that was over. And it never got to as far as it could have got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's crazy that you said that because I really did used to run and go hide. Like I think I blocked that part. You know what I'm saying? Like I still knew that it happened and that it was happening, but until you said that, that was crazy that I like kind of blocked that portion, like kind of out of my mind or whatever. That's crazy.
Yeah, it used to be like I used to be like go or whatever. Like I'll do it. I'll deal. Like I'll do it. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Well, maybe that was TMI for people, but it's a real situation. I think that's why I looked at it like even though everybody was like all in an uproar about it, like I kind of like was like, hell no, like I can't believe he dropped the eyes and R. Kelly came on. I did.
And to me, it was not. I found no,
but I
humor.
was so different in that situation, and it was just crazy because like I was able to just like take it for what it's worth. Like, no, that probably wasn't the best manner. That probably wasn't the best way to try to get a message across.
But they were
just really just take it for what it was.
But her statement says that she wasn't even trying to, and so that makes it worse.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said like the bitch should have just shut the fuck up. She shouldn't even made no motherfucking statement because we was on her side, just like, hey, however you feel like you got to get the message across, please do that. Whether people thought it was funny or not, it was still something that needed to be brought to the community. And I feel like in the Black community for sure, just because that shit be like, we sweeping this shit right on up under the rug. Cousin.
You said cousin.
She froze.
She
gone again.
So I love her in here because I feel like she has good input, and because me and her did not see eye to eye on this as far as like us being in the same similar situation.
Sure.
And then she
Look at things
was,
different.
I found no humor in it, and she was able to find something.
I had to. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's when sometimes when people not like completely healed either, like how Tasia was saying, like that deal that will trigger people. You know what I'm saying? It didn't trigger me. I just was like, what? Hell yeah. You these fucking uncles and cousins. Yes, they are fucking with these fucking kids.
Creepy.
Y'all creepy as fuck. But yes, my dumb ass, when the motherfucker said he dropped the thing in the eyeballs and I don't see nothing wrong. My mind's telling me no. I was crying. I'm sorry. That shit, I was dying laughing.
And that was whack because I wanted to take a hatch to his head. Like, just for even acting that out. Like, that shit was not funny.
Oh my God. But, you know.
Ugh.
And I wonder if it's because of the controversy, right? Because once you sent it, I watched it, but then I watched it again with the sound off. Because I was like, I think it's the song that's making me feel like how it's making me feel. Like the song was making it so much more inappropriate. And to me, that
it was, and I get where a lot of people was going with it. It was definitely inappropriate how they had the illusion of the little boy like riding. And
it was
clapping
not
his booty, and like that was too much.
That was okay. That was not an illusion. Like it
it happened.
Let's just be real. That actually was molestation.
Right.
There's no way to unact that. Like you can't. And you missed this. You missed this part. You missed this part. Like I told Joyce and Nitra, when a predator is playing and touching with you, aren't they acting like you're acting, pretending? Mm-hmm. That's exactly what that was.
Mm-hmm. You right about that. You sure right about that. That's crazy. Yeah, they definitely, you know what I'm saying, I feel like traumatized them forever. You know what I'm saying? Whether they were like, you know what I'm saying, touched, you know, in a groping physical manner or not, the mentality of what they have to go through as far as that was concerned is a lot greater as well.
There was touching. So okay, it's more footage and stuff. Like, I don't know if y'all saw it where they had the little boy baby oiling the Aries guy. Mm-hmm. And all of that, like it's
at the end after he turned into the predator, he walked over to him and started doing all that.
He was looking through the newspaper, right? But that's a real part of it as well that people don't. You know what I'm saying?
They transition.
Like that shit turns normal to them. Like what? Like just think about
now. I'm ready. Now I'm ready.
That part, you know, and that's just it. Like. These kids don't be knowing, and it's just, I hate it that people are sick like that. Like, people, that's some sick ass shit to fucking take away somebody's innocence like that. Like, and that's why, like, I feel real strongly. Like, there's a difference between like a pedophile and.
It's like every time she got something to say. Come
on back.
Let's get to the good part.
You was about to get to the good part.
I told you the devil in hell is the whole motherfucking lie.
Difference between what?
But there's a difference between, like, I feel like a pedophile is a sick ass individual that prey on little girls, and you know, people and babies, boys, anybody under the age of 10. You know what I'm saying? You got your 5-year-olds, your 6-year-olds. Those are true pedophiles to me. Now, you know what R. Kelly did was kind of different. I was one of them. Bitch, how old are you? 17? You know what I mean? Like, I don't look at him as he's a pedophile.
Damn it.
17.
She's just a predator. She's just a predator.
17.
So is R. Kelly just a predator? We can't hear you. Come back. We can't hear you.
Y'all can
there
hear
you go.
me.
There
Y'all
you
can
go.
hear me when I be talking shit back there. Oh,
We didn't
okay,
hear
good.
nothing you said.
Okay, good, because I'll be like, what the fuck is going on? But anyway, there's a difference between a pedophile, like a pedophile, and I don't even know what the other term would be. You know what I'm saying?
Said, is that a predator?
Right, or like a sexual predator. Like, I don't know. Like, pedophiles, they disgust me like to a T, because like what they doing is stripping away a person's innocence. They don't have no recollection about what's going on, can't make those decisions for themselves, and they just strip that away from them. Like, we had a pedophile,
right?
If that makes sense,
right?
You know, he was a pedophile,
right?
So I just have a different, completely different outlook on how I feel about, you know what I'm saying, that, and a young girl like myself, you know what I'm saying, that want the older nigga in the Cadillac car, you know what I'm saying, and he asks me how fucking old I am, and I tell that nigga 18, 17, 18, he come pick me up in his Coupe de Ville, you know what I mean, like, you know, we was stunting back then. That was the thing to do, you know. So I know that's why I have a different outlook on it, because I have been both those people. You see what I'm saying? I've been both. I can't tell you about nothing that I've never experienced before.
So here's something interesting. Hey, Diana. So here's something interesting, because you know how you said you're affected by when we were younger. So my effect is I don't like, and I've never liked and never will like. I don't date older men. Never did, never will. They gotta be my age or younger. Like, and I don't mean younger, like we gotta be around the same age. I will not date anybody close to 5 years older than me. Like, I'm 42, and if you say you 47, 48, nigga, you're old.
He ain't old. He's seasoned.
It's a mental thing for me. Like, I can't date other men. Like, I will literally throw up. Like, no,
and that's probably
that
probably has something to do with the trauma as well.
Is that not what I said?
I was out at that part. I probably was kicked out at that part. Every time we get deep, raw, and real, motherfucker, my shit starts spinning.
Dying.
Yeah, so
they won't give me a break.
Who reported your chat? It probably was Facebook itself, girl. What did you say? You didn't say anything disrespectful to us. It might have been Facebook, Jennifer. It ain't us. We don't report, girl.
That different genders can pray. That's true, though.
I don't know who did it. I think it probably was Facebook. Did you cuss? Because they be tripping. But I mean, like, these are real things that like affect you, that you might like. What if my husband is like 48 years old, but I just won't even look past 44, 43, 44, because ew.
You hear like he's 60. Talking about some ew.
But I'm serious.
So part of the conversation that get weird. Like, my boyfriend older, and we were talking about some show, and he said, "Oh, you used to watch that?" I was in high school, so no, I wouldn't have been watching that. And I was just like, I was in 5th grade. And what grade was you in? Oh, like, I know what you mean. It sounds weird when you look back.
Yeah. Okay.
But do you think so? Because that was your experience, do you think that that changed how you parent?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. Like, is Nene froze again? Yep.
No, she not.
Oh, absolutely. Like I told you, like something clicked in me, like with Serenity. Like I was super paranoid, like all the time. Like, bet nobody touch my baby. Bet nobody touch my baby. Bet nobody touch my baby. You know what I mean?
But you
Like,
didn't have that thought with your son?
mm-mm,
So now that you've seen this video, do you have that thought about your son?
mm, I don't, because I don't take my kids around people, really. I mean, so if that's a thing, like uh my kids, like, money is only around my sisters, my mom, uh his nanny. I trust her. She's had him since he was 3 months. I I'm comfortable. I feel like my spirit would tell me otherwise. You know what I mean? Like, I have no paranoia. If I was to see him acting indifferent or abnormal, but he's not around.
Muted, Nene.
Nene, you muted. What you say?
Money's gonna say something.
And he sure the fuck
He's going
is.
to say something like you're the here, and this is probably TMI too, but just think about the cyst
What up, slug?
on his little Peter Weeder. He was very vocal to Samika. My Peter hurt. Like, bitch, something wrong down here.
And I wasn't listening. I'm like, boy, I was getting up in the morning because he would say it in the morning, and I was like, boy, shut up. You just hard Pete, and you'll be good. Now this went on for like a week. He kept saying, my dang hurt.
Yeah, like he not about to play with Tamika. Not
So
all,
I'm greasing him up or whatever, and then I'm like, he just keeps saying this. I'm like, let me check or whatever. And sure enough, he had a cyst that had to be surgically removed. Like, he was not playing with me.
He wasn't playing. He ain't going. He gonna say something.
Yeah, he was not playing with me.
Like, I'm gonna keep telling this bitch till she listen to what the fuck I gotta say.
Yeah, this is facts. This facts.
Like, don't be disrespectful to what I'm telling you. So that baby gonna say something, like, even if I don't know, say like the brother of the nanny or something came over, like kind of things that's out of your control and stuff like that. But yeah, these kids gotta know, like, that's why I'm hoping, praying all parents be like, make that a comfortable subject for their children, whether it's a boy or a girl.
Yeah. And I'm sure Money Dad, like, has those convos or whatever with him. But yeah, I don't know. It's just something about the girl that made me paranoid. It just was a thing about having a girl.
Right. I see. I've never felt that because I don't have girls, but I'm very overprotective about my motherfucking nieces. Like, what? You can't. No. What you looking at? That would be me. Like, absolutely not. Who you looking at? Go sit down today.
What's he say? Sometimes parents don't talk about it or teach their children because they haven't healed from their trauma.
But then that's the saddest part about the whole situation.
To let your child go through what you went through.
Right, that part. Like, girl, listen, if you don't get all your shit all the way in order so that the cycle doesn't continue to repeat itself, because that's all it's gonna keep doing. And then how is she gonna protect her daughter, and how is her daughter gonna protect her daughter, and the cycle just gonna keep going. But and I know people like can only give you what they got, but sometimes you got to turn on your common sense to know that that's not right.
Yeah. And then you have like, okay, some people turn gay from the trauma. Some females are very promiscuous from the trauma. I'm gonna say thank God, like that
We were neither.
we didn't have any of that.
Uh-uh.
And maybe it was because there was no pen. You know what I mean? I don't know.
There was no what, bitch?
That's what I'm just saying.
No who?
Penetration.
Penetration.
Pen.
No
Like,
pen.
pen.
Like, what? Penetration. You grown, girl.
You grown.
No pen. That like we didn't have any like.
You do it in the morning.
We didn't have anger issues. We weren't out there like.
Yeah, but you gotta remember too though, like if you take the three of us though and put the three of us, we are the rowdy two. So yes, we have some issues from that where we're normal. Yeah, bitch. Yes,
that is not where man from.
What?
Yeah, from y'all daddy. Is he watching?
That is called denial.
That is not denial. No. See, mass come from something else, and that's another subject.
Okay. I feel like you got something now. We don't know about.
That's why I said I'm interested now.
Because you're saying it came from Chicago.
No. Not saying that it directly came from that, but if I'm saying to put the three of us in and what we went through together, we have a lot of similar qualities, or outbursts, or you know what I'm saying, loudness, you know what I'm saying, defense mechanism. We carry a lot of that of the same, where Nitra is very quiet. Like I tell people all the time, like she don't talk.
Yeah,
right. But that's all they was Indiana, though. That's all.
I think y'all became more protective over me. Like I couldn't do anything. Couldn't nobody say nothing to me. Like I think that's how it affected me, because I was just like, dang, like y'all did this. Like, why can't I do it? No, don't. Like, hey, he just said hi. Like, hey,
yeah, go home.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
but I mean, I guess that's what I mean. Like, we do respond, I feel like differently than she do. We both loud as fuck. We both blunt than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could just come from daddy traits and mama traits too. But
I think I act like my daddy.
You very mellow. I tell people all the time, I say, my sister don't talk often, so when she speak, you better fucking listen, because she about to drop some shit on you. So she don't speak that much. You know what I mean? Like, Nitra take all the things in, she analyze, she can, like, pick apart where we
I can see that.
Let's go.
I could see that, Tanisha. I can definitely see that. See, and yeah, so there's different things, different aspects to it, because like, yeah, it was no like I love you.
That's
it was no
deep, though. That's actually
yeah. That's very like I can definitely see that.
Mm-hmm. And it's so crazy because I tell people this as an example all the time. Like, my daddy came to visit me when I was pregnant with my Sean. He talking about he want to lay in the bed and just
static.
Me?
Yeah.
Like echo static. Am I okay now?
Go ahead though.
No, I want to be able to hear it. I mean, it was just
kick you out, come back in. Dang. Okay.
That's wrong. She beat me out real quick. She put me in the backstage so fast that it wasn't even funny. Well, when she said that, it just reminded me how when my daddy came to visit me when I was pregnant, and he was like, wanting to lay down in the bed with me, and like, I'm like, what, nigga? Like, no, because that was not a bond that I've ever had with you, nigga, and that's weird as hell. And,
right, it would have been weird for me too.
That shit ain't normal.
Like, get your ass on somewhere.
Yeah, like you associate like that kind of love as a sexual thing. Like, I really was looking at this nigga like, no, you can't. Hey,
Shay.
What's going on?
She muted.
You mute, girl.
You gotta do your mic. You got your mic. You gotta allow your mic.
I can't believe this bitch got braids.
They cute.
Right.
Down at the bottom, tap your thing at the bottom and unmute your. This shit is so new to people.
We can't hear you. She gotta allow. She gotta allow her phone audio.
So
go out, Shay, and come back.
Random, not random. I watch My 600 Pound Life a lot, and a lot of them women be like, they was in second and third grade and already 150 pounds, and that's what they talk about. That the person that was molesting them will give them food to be quiet. I give you some candy if you let me do this. I give you some cake if you do this. I'm gonna do this.
Now they 600 damn pounds.
And then they start using the food every time something happens. I'm sad. Let me get food. I'm scared. Let me get food. And it was so. I mean, like, I was binge watching one day, just doing too much. But it was literally like 4 of them ladies in a row. That's how the person, that was the trade-off. And so every time something happens or triggers them, then they go to food.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Damn, that's crazy. I believe that too. That shit is like, I don't know. I just.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So my next question. To y'all. So, should we punish celebrities for mistakes that they've made prior to stardom? Like, how we're so quick to cancel in our culture and not give them a chance, but it's not like that for like let's take for instance, what's his name? Charlie Sheen, the one that was giving all the females AIDS. He didn't get canceled. He didn't suffer any type of consequences. But with us, soon as someone in our culture does something, we're quick to like dismiss.
I think that's an interesting question.
I missed the question.
I think cancel culture fake though.
Where did it
I think people just do whatever's trending. Like, didn't we cancel Starbucks? Because everybody back at Starbucks. Like, what are we doing? Like,
we did cancel Starbucks, and I ended back up at Starbucks.
And we back at Starbucks. Like, it's so. What are we doing today? What is everybody talking about today? I think we're more trendy in what is everybody doing and talking about than maybe other cultures are, and that's why when they cancel something, it's over with for real. When we cancel something, it's until we forget. I thought football.
Yeah, we mad. It's only until we mad. That's
we ain't mad.
Like,
football being canceled.
Like, we still mad at Oprah, stuff like that.
Right. Are we doing that still? Football got canceled for like 2 weeks.
No, I couldn't think about who I was really thinking about at the time, but Oprah's very influential, and I just threw her name out there.
Oh
no, Oprah was canceled. Oprah was canceled.
No, I think she was for a hot second.
She said something about not getting married or something like that, and they said she was destroying black families because she didn't whatever. But she was only canceled for like 3 days, and then we was right back watching Oprah. Like it doesn't stick in that way. And we're in our age, like in our age group, we lived through that whole, now social media has become a thing. Because I remember when Facebook, you had to be in college and have a college email address to get on. And so we lived through that age where we just getting used to, like, you put something out and you can't take it back. You know what I'm saying? Or you say something and it pop up years and years and years later. All that stuff Cardi B was saying about slipping stuff in people's drinks, that hoe ain't know when she was done hoeing and trying to be famous and regular that was gonna come back. You know what I'm saying? But how long did we cancel her for? That ain't even last through the end of the day. We only cancel her for about 3 hours.
I ain't been back to Target. I don't shop at Target.
What Target?
Target, right?
Remember when the George Floyd thing went on, and that's why they burned it down? Remember the police sprayed the kids and everything with mace, and they wouldn't open up their doors and allow them to, like, get milk to flush out the kids' faces and shit? Like, I ain't forgave that yet. I ain't shopped at Target since that shit happened.
That was years ago too.
Yeah, I ain't been to Target since. That's why I said, like, I did cancel Starbucks, but then I went back to school and these hoes got me back on drinking Starbucks and shit. But I ain't been, though. I promise you, in a while. That whole shit just pissed me off. Like what? Like, I be trying.
We can't.
So we not canceling Tiffany and Aries.
We can.
That's what
I mean, I feel like
she said they'll be back.
Like, they canceled themselves.
Aries got canceled last week before that stuff.
Lizzo. Right.
Yeah. He already making a comeback because now we talking about him again. Every time they start trending, they getting paid. Every time you click on their stuff, they getting paid.
Right.
Like,
and that was my whole thing with the whole sharing of the video.
I
like,
did right. I didn't want to.
Now, I'm not saying that any of us did, but you know, it went viral for a reason. It's because they gave that attention that it needed. You know what I'm saying, to do a lot of numbers. Whether it was you was sharing it that, oh, I'm disgusted, I can't believe it, but you still contributed to, you know what I'm saying, people visualizing that particular video. Like, I would never share no shit like that. Like, and I mean, that's just
I wouldn't share it on my page. I refused to, but I was sending it to people in the inbox so that they could see it for the discussion.
Right. Oh, absolutely. But not to be like, it would never get any of my attention in that manner. She said cancel them.
Yeah.
They definitely can.
Yeah. So, because at the end of the day, to me, that was molestation. I don't care what nobody says.
I never even looked at it like that until you just said that. And I definitely agree with you on that one, because he did put his hands on that boy, fell in the tub with that boy.
Got in the tub. Yes.
Yeah.
And made him rub on him.
Yeah. I don't like that.
That stuff on him.
I think it's a lot of gray area, but they left it just gray enough and made it too edgy. Like, he could have been in the bathtub by himself. You ain't have to get in there, but he got in there fully dressed. So he left just enough gray to like be able to argue it. Now, my child can't have no adult in the bathtub with them. So for me, it felt more disturbing where you can't explain away, oh, well, I was dressed, or, oh, well, he was dressed, or however. Like, there's no way you can paint it where
Diana, it was too much. It was. Sorry, Joyce. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I think we could have got the message without it being so descriptive.
But there was no message.
I just took the message for what it was.
But there was no, according to them, there was no message. It was
there's a message.
That alone.
There's a message comedy. I'm like, now that's where they messed up.
Just not said nothing.
They messed up when they did that. Like, well, she did. She messed up when she said it was only meant to be comedy.
Yeah, that was disgusting. That was disappointing.
Like, you're not even apologizing. Like, I fucked up. Just say you messed up, because you messed up.
It was like 10 years ago, huh?
Almost 8.
She should have blamed that on age and ignorance or something. She had it out and she did not play. She didn't do right. She should have said in the moment, I thought, and now, and you know what else? So yesterday my daughter was watching Blackish, and they had a part of it where Dre, they played the song and Dre was dancing with his daughter's boyfriend. Like it was like the Kid and Play type of a dance, but the music was the same, was that Seems Like You Ready. And I was so upset. And I was like, I know it's because I just seen them doing this weird stuff to this little boy, but
you know what?
It just seems so inappropriate. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why did you pick that song out of all the music available?
Because they done pissed me off, because now I cannot enjoy that song.
That's not the image you want attached to the song, for sure.
I can't even enjoy that song.
My mind's telling me no.
You gonna say
but my body's telling me yes. That's how you enjoy the motherfucking song, bitch.
It's that Hollywood grooming mess. They low-key want to see how far they can get. Remember when Netflix dropped that show Cuties? I don't even know what that show is.
That show is either.
Is it still on there? Cuties? And what happened? I want to know now.
I ain't never heard of that. Cuties before. They ruined the damn song. Diana, go to bed.
They did ruin the song.
They ruined the song.
Like,
they
what
really
the
did.
fuck?
But it was so crazy because I feel like that was, even though they were still taking a shot at him for what happened back in the 2000s, but y'all got to remember, R. Kelly wasn't even in the news for all of this shit when that skit and stuff came to play.
Right.
He wasn't in the hot water he was in right now, T.
And but that's what I'm saying though. Like, we just finding out about this. Hollywood, I feel like Ben knew about this and they let it slide. Like, so they're all like the producers, the cameraman, everybody involved. Like they kept it hush hush. They kind of like swept it under the rug. Like, y'all let this happen. And then tried to make it, I feel like almost tried to make it disappear. So, what you say, Nitra?
No, exactly where everybody went.
You know, I'm just in and out because my internet, like I ain't paid my bill this month or something.
So, what's y'all takeaway? My takeaway is
just put something.
Don't trust nobody. Your uncles, your cousins, your aunties.
But see, that's the crazy. Don't say that because then you wouldn't trust us with your children.
I mean, if there's like, I've heard like rumors about certain people, and I wouldn't trust. You know what I'm saying? If you hear it,
already, listen, sister, we right here. That's what I said. That motherfucker wouldn't be around my nieces. He wouldn't be around my motherfucking nieces. Period.
No,
like at all.
all.
Like I don't give a fuck what way, shape, form you look at it. He's not allowed. So when you talking about the exact same thing, when
I know what y'all talking about,
but that's just what it is.
Never,
like he may not ever. I'll listen. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm glad you said that because your name not finna keep on coming up in situations like this. Yeah, fuck
it's
that.
Some type of truth to it, or
nigga, they lying. Second time, what? They tripping. Third time, I don't need it. You can't get a third time out of me. Like your name can't keep being associated with shit like that.
Yeah.
Period. You can't go around. No. Okay, I'm done. Go ahead. I'm finished. I'm done.
I want to be so quiet because it's quite a few people that came to mind right away when you said that. And
yeah,
there's no shaming. There is. I'm looking out, and I ain't gonna say that. I'll say it seems like it's okay to be that way because I'm looking at pictures of you with somebody else's child, and I'm trying to figure out where is the daddy at of the bigger ones because I'm looking at y'all in the picture together. But that's my 2 cents, and I'm gonna shut up after that.
I need a background like yours, girl.
Because my piano, you know what I'm saying?
You can do it in your thing.
I don't know how to do that, but I'm gonna figure it out for the
go
next
to settings,
one.
and then you go to virtual background. You
that
can
is
even put your logo
that is
behind you if you like.
I can't do that.
Yes, you can. It's in settings.
In settings of where?
Settings of
oh, I see it.
At the bottom or music words. Where it say leave studio, invite, share. But anyway, so are we done with this conversation, or anybody has any more feedback on it? Or, you know, we can introduce next week's topic because we bumped this week's
for
topic
this one.
Hey, Nina.
I just think it would have been irrelevant to two more Tuesdays, but I mean, in 2 more Thursdays, but at the same time, like, this is an issue that can never get old. I feel like it can always be talked about. It can always be revisited, you know, things of that nature. But for me, the whole takeaway is just, you know,
protect the
baby. Just grab what you can out of anything that's given. I promise you, like, if you could just take what you can for anything, whether you liked it, disliked it, disagreed, or whatever the case may be, just it is what it is. Like, that's what happened. That is what's happening. And listen, watch your motherfucking kids and stop leaving them with Sally Joe, Sue, and Curly Mo. Because you want to get your hot ass to the club. Because you're going to the post office at 10 o'clock at night. No.
And everybody ain't daddy. Everybody ain't stepdaddy. Leaving these kids with these men.
All in their laps and shit. Like,
that's a
I
big
can't
one.
stand that shit.
That's a big one.
Do you know that was in my memories today? In my memories, I did a post a couple years ago that said, teach your daughters not to sit in grown men laps.
That should be happening.
Somebody said earlier about tickling. I don't play that shit neither. Don't tickle my damn daughter. Do not.
Or uncle. Saying the crazy shit on the road. She should have just came on in here. I needed to hear that vocalized because she was like not playing about it.
Yeah, like tickling. That's one of them little things where they start playing and see how far they can go.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Tickle, tickle, tickle.
Now I do gotta like tell Money that, like, don't be letting nobody tickle you.
It's hard to explain why. Like you say, don't let nobody tickle you, and they looking at you like, what the?
But why?
Yeah, cause I don't like what it look like. I don't like. My ex used to say to my daughter,
it makes mommy uncomfortable. Okay.
My ex used to say, go get comfortable. After you get home from school, you need to take off your school clothes. So he'd say, go get comfortable. That shit, I could not tolerate it. And I was like, I know what you mean, but I also know what I heard. And my adult ears heard, go put on something sexy and get, you know what I'm saying? We ain't doing that. You need to tell my daughter to change out her school clothes. That's what you need to say. Don't be
just saying it like that.
I did not. That shit had me on fire. I said, what the fuck you say to my daughter? And he like, go get comfortable. And I'm like, see, you ain't even hear it. You ain't even hear it. Don't do that.
That's funny. Did we get any new subscribers from this show today? You know?
I can look. We did get some subscribers from last.
Yes, we give ourselves a hand, ladies.
Yeah, I do so good.
We did get a subscriber today, but I gotta look at the analytics and see how many. I just know I just got a
even
text.
if we get one, I don't care if it's just one.
Right.
As long as we get one, that's fine.
Right.
Accomplished.
And Nitra, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank y'all for
Finally
having me.
made it.
I know. I be working. I be missing it all the time.
That mama look.
She just made all that noise.
Nene, you want to get a spiel about joining us like Nitra did? You know,
Huh?
You want to give your spiel that you give about anybody want to join us like Nitra did?
Oh, well, we always looking for guests. We want to know everybody's opinion, whether you are for the cause or against the cause. If your opinion will be respected on this here show. Like, we are grown enough to agree to disagree. There will never be any type of disrespect. So, like, if you want to join us, don't ever be afraid to come on or reach out or inbox me, myself, or Joy, or myself, Tamika, or Joy. If you would like to be, a guest, or if you have any topics that you want us to bring up, we like going full throttle with this, y'all. Like, we're gonna be here every Thursday, so we're gonna grow this audience here of ours. And like I said, if you don't like it, your friend might like it, so share it twice
and subscribe
to the YouTube channel.
Ring the bell so you get the reminder when it's time for the show to start.
Yeah.
And what they say, ring that notification bell.
Oh, Joyce, and I got something for you. That I want you to start. So you're gonna start closing us out with Joyce's random thought.
You should be having a lot of them too.
Joyce's random thoughts be all over the place, girl. You don't know what you gonna get.
You ain't gotta do it. You ain't gotta do it because I'm gonna get you off guard. But start having your random thoughts to close us out going forward.
Got it.
But if you got one, feel free to share
if you got one, throw it out there.
It might be a thought from earlier today.
That's funny.
I feel seen. Oh, I feel
still
seen.
cracking up about that laugh she did, y'all, girl. She was like, peanut butter. When she put them Pampers.
That's funny.
Every Labor Day, please know that's coming back every Labor Day to Facebook ban me.
Diana, come in next time.
Yeah, you got to join us one of these Thursdays too.
Thursday, 8 p.m.
Eastern
Standard Time. That means that's 7 o'clock Chicago time.
And I don't know Mountain.
Me either. That's for fucking
Sorry,
Connecticut,
Callie,
not
and all
Connecticut,
y'all.
Colorado.
I think that's John them, so that's like
3 hours.
5.
3.
Right, so it's like 5 day time.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but thank y'all for joining us. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We appreciate y'all always coming in and kicking it with us. Next week, we're going to get back to a nice, fun topic where we'll be discussing what is it? I don't forgot. I know it's something with sex.
I know it's something with
sex. Can you be happy if the sex ain't good?
Yeah, can you be happy if sex is not good?
Well, so, we always know what happened when it's too motherfucking good. Y'all already gonna know what my answer gonna be, goddamn. But I'm gonna hold on to next week.
So y'all think about that. Can you stay, or can you be happy in a relationship if the sex is not? Diana gonna say no. Can you be happy in a relationship if the sex is not good? This topic goes for men and women. We want to hear y'all thoughts. Come in, join us, keep it real, raw, and respectful. And thank y'all for joining us today. We appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all on Thursday. All right, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.